Every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, whoa, East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast go ahead, stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm Wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, gang,
He's heating up!
West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
You have the right to remain fat.
Gonna stop you right there.
Take up space with your body.
Go to the fucking gym.
To move my body when it wants to move and to not move when it doesn't want to move.
What the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up and take care of yourself. This is brutal.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swollen armors.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 24 hundo and Frotte Trois of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busses, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole, yo, back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everson K2 Flex, and all you be.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
And yes, I am covering the nips up. I got a Swole hoodie on, the fuck average Swole fam hoodie from Swole Enormous Apparel over there at papaswolio.com. It's a great hoodie. It's warm. It's cold outside, fam. It is cold outside. We talked about it yesterday in the roundtable. It's going to be fucking freezing this weekend. It's going to be absolutely freezing. It's cold now. It's going to be even colder. And for those of you that don't believe me, you think, Papa, you cray. You cray, Papa. It's not cold. It is 68 degrees right now. 68. That's 1 degree less than 69. That's inhuman. It's inhuman temperature. 68 degrees. 68. My nips are like, oh my God. Ah, they're like level 10 diamonds. I got 14 karat nips down here. Actually, it's not that bad now. The sun's starting to come out, but tonight or Saturday night, it's going to be, oh my God, all these temperatures. It's not going to be normal. It's not going to be back to like relatively decent until Tuesday or Wednesday. It's going to be 39 degrees. It's going to break 40 at night here. My goodness. My Lord. Everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's warm where you are, but it's cold for Florida. If you think about Florida, 39 degrees, that's fucking cold. So anyway, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button. Everyone, where's the like police at? If you're watching on YouTube, everyone hit the fucking like button. Bullshit. If you don't, it's that little thing that looks like a thumbs up. It means a lot. So whether or not you've done so yet, do it again. Well, actually, I don't know if you could do it twice. I wish you could, but do it again. Make sure everyone watching is hitting the like button. YouTube is going to share the stream a lot more, but you can watch it in a lot of different places. TheDailySwole.com for all of those links. Drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? We have a great show today. It is our Fefcast. It's fucking Friday, beaches.
I gave it a
it's Friday.
10. A 10.
And
a fucking 10.
If you know what that means, we have our overtime segment inside Swole TV and the Daily Swole Telegram chat. So that's where we'll stream right after today's live stream. It is epic. We have another feature presentation. We got another exclusive DWG for the fucking fam. A brand new DWG. Brand new. So last week we launched a new DWG. We also posted that one on YouTube. But of course, we had the feature release. You get it a couple days early inside the Swole fam, inside Swole TV. And like I've mentioned, not every single one will be able to be posted on YouTube. So by default, we're going to release all of them during overtime segments, all the new ones. But if we can post it publicly, if we can share it on YouTube, we will a few days later. But not all of them will be able to. So join the fam today. Get access to all the exclusive feature releases of Driving While Gaining. We also had an amazing roundtable last night. Roundtable 34 was absolutely lit. That was awesome. It's available now for replay. You could listen inside Swole TV if you missed it. It was awesome. And as always, the roundtable heated up and got really, really into it at the end. And we're going to talk a little bit. I want to continue one of the conversations that we were kind of getting into in the last 5-10 minutes, so we didn't have time to really hash it out because they go for 2 hours. We capped them at 2 hours, and man, I feel like if we capped them at 4 hours, they would still go 4 hours or 5 hours. It would just be awesome to the end anyway, but it was fire. So if you missed it, go check it out. It was great, and I was sharing pictures in the live roundtable. I was sharing pictures of the gym. We were talking about clubs. We were talking about mace work. We were talking about home gyms. We were talking about different training approaches and things like that, and all sorts of stuff. And we'll talk about we'll bring up one of the topics in the knowledge cock portion when we get to it. But anyway, it's available now. Roundtable 34 was lit. Go check out the replay. And yeah, you won't have the pictures that went with it. I shared a bunch of pictures of my home gym, and we kind of talked about a lot of the clubs and stuff. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Good conversation. Good time, as always. And we had a lot of people on stage, so it was great. All right, so overtime after today's show, right after today's show, and we will take some questions. So when we get to the Knowledge Cock portion, we will take some questions. Let's get into it. Fam, let's bust this nut wide open. Let's see a little bit of the Tainty Man. Aww. And, of course, we got a little bit of, let's see, we got the Churchy. I gotta get this wire. Get this wire. Can I get this wire out of the way? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. She's so cute. She's so cute. Good girl. Good girl. All right, let's get this nut busted and get today's party started. Put some respect on it. Would you smash today, fam? Drop it in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Yaboosh. All right, yes, sir. Hashtag Pfeff for a chance to win today's Swole card. If you don't know what Pfeff is, fam, can we educate people? I love the hoodie. I love the hoodie on the screen because you can see the fuck average right there at the top. What does Pfeff mean? What does Pfeff mean to you? What are you doing to celebrate Pfeff? If you don't know, this is our weekly reminder. Our weekly reminder to get your pillar number one under control. Delete, unfollow, unfriend, block out all the noise. This means delete people from your phone contacts. It means delete people you follow on Instagram, on YouTube, even podcasts or subscriptions that you don't use or you don't listen to anymore. Things that are not leading you to better yourself, things that are not inspiring you to better yourself. In other words, lock down your environment, lock down your community today and every day. It really is something that you do every day. It's not just on Fridays, but it's a nice reminder. It's another slap across the tits to make those changes. So if you are maybe slacking, sometimes the week can get busy. You're wrapped up in a bunch of stuff, and then Friday is a nice weekly reminder. Oh shit, I got to clean my shit out. And then hopefully you start focusing on that every single day. But it's a good way to reinforce and remind yourself that today is a day to focus a little bit more on that if you haven't been on previous days. But you should be doing it every day, but hopefully we'll get you to that point. All right, now let's get into that tip, biches. Here we fucking go. Let's get a little spittle. Let's moisturize and get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Nice and moist. All right, first Swole Fam post from the Swole Fam, SwoleNormusX.com. I can't wait for overtime. Overtime's gonna be fucking awesome.
What's in the box?
Let's kick it off with B over here. We got Brandon in the house, and Brandon writes, hard to tell in a black shirt, but the chest pump is great today. Chest and shoulders rocked out. Also, rocked shorts and an old soccer jersey that haven't fit me in about 2 years. Think I'm adding them to the gym attire lineup. Very nice.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
That's what I'm talking about, Brandon. Excellent. It's always nice to fit into stuff that maybe didn't work or didn't fit. It's always nice, especially if you like the shirt. A lot of times we buy stuff and we have a shirt or a jersey or an old hoodie or something that just doesn't fit because we're too fat or because it was too big when we got it. Well, we oversize it and then we bulk up and, build muscle and get into it. It's always nice to fit into something that you want to fit into. All right, Lady Hawk, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Come on, man.
Let's go, Brandon. All right, Heidi, guess who doesn't need a seatbelt extension anymore with room to spare? So fucking happy with my progress from 450 to 190. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. Did you just say 260 pounds? You insane swole slut. Is that 260 pounds? Can someone do the math check on that? We don't really need a math check, but can someone do the math? 450 minus 190. Is that 260? Is that 260? You're giving Joe a run for his money. Joe's like sitting there. Joe is sitting there at a measly weak sauce of 230, I think. I think Joe's sitting at 230. Can you believe this guy, Joe? He's lost 200. Hi, I'm Joe. I lost 230 pounds. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. 260, Joe. 260. Huh? Huh? How about that? How about that, Joe? How about that shit? We did it, Joe. Oh my God, I'm on fire today. We did it, Joe. If you know, you know. And Joe's like, I feel lazy now, right? God, both of you. King and queen swole sluts over here. Fantastic. God, 230 pounds, 260 pounds. You know how impressive even 50 pounds is? 60 pounds? Because if you're losing that much body fat, you're making seismic changes to your lifestyle. You're not going to lose 50 pounds or 40 pounds unless you're making big time changes. Hell, even 30 pounds. You're making major changes to your life. So, I mean, anything over that, and that's just, man, multiples of that. And of course, not everyone, you don't need to lose 260 pounds or 230 pounds to be successful. If you have that much body fat to lose, then yeah, you want to get rid of it. But geez, that is amazing. It's always extra inspiring and shocking and amazing when you have someone, because if you're that obese, your habits are that much further in the opposite direction. So to turn that all the way around and bring it all the way back, wow, that's a slingshot. Good for you. No more seatbelt extender. That's what I'm talking about. All right, next Swole fan post. How do we follow that up? We got one from Jessica, and she writes, I didn't realize how much my mobility was lacking until I started the 90-day dash. Really showed me the reality of my body at the time. I agree. Thank you for sharing. For those that don't know, 90-day dash is our flagship program in Swolenormous X, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is that it exposes those weak points. We talked about this yesterday or last night in the roundtable. It exposes weak points. Mobility, weak points are what you want to bring up. So you want to solve those weak links. You want to make sure you're targeting those weaker areas, because the weaker areas, whether it's an imbalance or whatever it is, or limitations of movement, that's what's going to lead to an injury. Most likely, that's what's going to lead to an injury, because that's the link in the chain that's going to break. So if you're bringing up those weak points and you are improving on those weak points, you're going to overall make a lot of progress and mitigate your risk of injury. So making progress is just as much working on those weak points and challenging yourself for those in your strong areas and just making progress overall. It's about making progress as much, and this helps you make progress. So I'm just trying to unpack this a little bit. It's also about not getting injured. So not having setbacks, not making stupid mistakes, not lifting with your ego, making sure that you are doing the things, even if it's boring, because a lot of these things might be considered boring. I don't think it's boring. I don't think working on weak points is boring, but it might not be flipping a tire or doing a battle rope or doing anything high speed or hardcore, but that's what's going to give you the most progress. Again, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So make sure you strengthen those weak links. And most people's weak links are a lot of places. Most people's weak links are multiple places in the 7 pillars, but we can all agree that mobility is a major weak point. What do you think, fam? What do you think? This is interesting. It doesn't matter. They're all important. We all know the 7 pillars are all important. But what do you think is the average person? Now, this is a big question. So it's opinion. If you had to pick one pillar, one of the 7 pillars, which pillar do you think, because we all know all of us have to work on all our 7 pillars all the time, which pillar do you think is the average person's weakest? What do you think is the weakest pillar? Curious as to your thoughts and the reason behind it. Why? I think we could all agree most of them are weak for everyone. But which one do you think is the night and day, like people just don't have this one, period? What do you think it is? And you could also put for your, and then after this, we'll ask, I'll do a follow-up question. So this is for the average person. We're not talking about you, but then I want to follow up with that. I'm curious. MN Iron Dad. So the 90-day dash isn't like 75 hard or whole 30.
Go fuck yourself.
Shut up, bitch!
No, it's not. It's not. Look, and I'll say it again. There's nothing wrong with the 75 hard. I just don't like these 30-day, 75-day. I don't like these limited vision. It's psychological. It's psychological. People know that there's an endpoint. Even the 90-day dash isn't, it's just a 90-day program. So you can repeat it. Of course, I guess you can repeat other things and other ones too. But no, it's not structured like that. Programs have to end. They have to cycle. They have to do something. So anyway, you can make the argument for either of those things. Just because it's, look, you want to make sure, as long as you're going into, look, if you're going to do one of those things, as long as you're going into it understanding that you're undertaking something, you want to make sure you're making the right movements towards the rest of your life. Long-term vision. Long-term vision. You want to make sure you're not thinking short-term. All right, here we go. Mark. Ooh, Mark, you're almost letting those nipples slide out. All right. Mark says, I didn't get my acceptance letter into Hogwarts School of Swolecraft and Liftery, but I did get one to GTTFG University. Now I can get my bachelor's in swolology with a minor in taint length studies. I also have a follow-up to my Am I the Asshole post. Ooh, excellent. Went to another family party and cousin's wife, the one who ran her mouth, was there. Part 2, the drama continues. Very exciting. The family insisted that I should apologize to her, which I gave a flat out no. This is intense. I was then told that I would no longer be invited to any future get-togethers till I say sorry. Oh my God. What pussies. I told them that's fine and said they were being a Matt Damon, completely forgetting that's an inside joke between the Swole fam. You said that out loud?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm pretty content without seeing them all for another few years or for the rest of my life. It makes no difference to me. Hashtag still the asshole. Well,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
My God, Mark, you're definitely invited to my barbecue. You sound like a good time to me. Man, what huge pussies. You have to say sorry. You have to be the bigger person, Mark. You have to be the bigger person. You should apologize. You hurt her feelings. Well, she should shut her fucking mouth and stop running. It's crazy. So what? A female can just run her mouth, and then you say something back. Oh my God, my feelings. Shut the fuck up. Should have given her the Dana White treatment.
What is the best move
Too soon?
to silence a woman?
All right. Anyway, glorious. Do what you want, Mark. Fuck that shit. Look, family can be cool, but I mean, you can't choose who you have similar DNA to. You know, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. We got one here from Robert. I am a lazy... oh my God, this one starts off hard. I am a lazy... God damn it. Why can't I read that word? I always say fuck. I always say fuck. I always say fuck. And then I look at the word fuck and I can't fucking say fucking. That's fucking bullshit. All right, let's start over. Robert, I am a fucking lazy shit that can't seem to get into gear out of fear of my beginning stage. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me. I am afraid that all eyes will be on me and shit. I am no snowflake. Just really self-conscious and fear of failing. I am so out of shape. Well, Robert, we got some knowledge cock for you. There's nothing wrong with you. So first off, stop beating yourself up. That's not helping. There's nothing wrong with you. You just have low self-esteem. You are frustrated that you let yourself get in this situation. But the misinterpretation is that anyone else gives a fuck. You're going to the gym. That's where people go to improve themselves. You think that everyone's looking at you and everyone's judging you, but they're actually not. So you're inside your own head. You're not inside their head. So what you're doing is you are thinking, oh, well, if I'm having these thoughts, everyone else is having these same thoughts too. And that's not true. So you're projecting your own insecurities into other people's heads. And they're probably sitting there on the fucking elliptical machine or something like, I fucking hate elliptical. I fucking hate elliptical. I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate this fucking cardio. I wish I was lifting like Robert over there. Fuck this fucking cardio. Fuck my life. They're thinking about their relationships. They're thinking about their work. They're thinking about all their fucking problems. Everyone in the gym is working out their own problems. They're working out their own insecurities. They're working on challenging themselves, beating themselves up so they can stop, so they can numb their mind for a little bit because of normal life stresses. We all do that. Lifting is my meditation too. A lot of times I don't even lift with music on just because I want to have a clear mind. I like pushing myself and I just like some silence because I'm always listening to podcasts or audiobook or I'm doing I'm talking here and I hear it in my own fucking ears. Everyone's there putting in the work for themselves. No one's there lifting for someone else. So they're all doing it for themselves. So it's very important that you have that perspective, that everyone there is thinking about their own issues. No one cares about your problems. And are they looking at you? Maybe. They have eyes in the front of their head. We all do. So eyes are meant for looking and for seeing. But it doesn't mean that they're judging. It doesn't mean that you don't know what they're thinking. And honestly, a lot of what people are thinking in the gym, if they see someone that's obese, do you know when I was going to public gyms, you know what I was thinking? You know what I thought? I was like, ew, that guy's fat as fuck. How could you let yourself get like that? I'm like, nice. This guy's in the fucking gym getting after it. Good for him. That's what I thought. So anytime I saw someone who was like waddling in or something, I was thinking, awesome. Think of it like that's where you're supposed to be. That's where you should be. You're in the gym, putting in the fucking work. And guess what? The reason why only you know your thoughts and you don't know what other people are thinking, because what they're thinking is none of your business. Even if they are, that says more about them than you. And plus, you don't even know what they're thinking, which is great. So it doesn't matter. And no one cares. No one cares, honestly. So here's the thing. You're no snowflake. So prove it, Robert. It's all about actions and habits. So you say you're no snowflake, then stop acting like one. Go to the fucking gym. Do it whether you like it or not. You're going to be so proud of yourself when you do. Go in and set little incremental goals. Like go into the gym and go on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Can you do that, Robert? That's your goal. That's day number 1. You do 10 minutes and you leave. I don't care if you want to stay. You leave. 10 minutes and you leave. And you come back, you do 10 minutes again. You need to get used to going. You need to get used to going. You're going to be proud of yourself. Go in, treadmill, 10 minutes, leave. That's it. Start with that. So understand you're not going to be an expert. Everyone has a beginning stage. Everyone starts somewhere. And the fear of failing. Here's why you have a fear of failing. It's because it's the unknown. You know, Robert, and the reason why you're hesitant is because you know you're in control. And you're scared because it is the unknown. You're in control. You're the captain of the ship. This is the reason why a lot of people don't start, they get nervous, is because subconsciously, now it's my fault. Now it's my responsibility. Like whatever happens from this on forward is my fault, it's my responsibility. And that's a big responsibility because you might have been going most of your life just offsetting it, not necessarily blaming and victim like all the other people, but you're making excuses. That's still playing the victim. I don't have time. It's not convenient. Oh, I'll start this. Oh, I don't feel like it. Blah, blah, blah. So you're kind of playing the victim, offsetting responsibility to its life and, whatever bullshit. So now you're taking on that responsibility. So now you're taking control. You're going to the gym. Oh my God, it's up to me. And you don't want to fail yourself. Well, I'll tell you what, by not going, you are failing yourself. So go. Everyone has that natural fear of the unknown because you don't know what's going to happen, but you're misinterpreting it as fear. And it's more about excitement and anxiety. You're anxious. You want those results, but you know you're going to have to put in the work. You don't know if you can because you've never done it before. Don't misinterpret the same. And this is why meditation, mindfulness, and brain gains is very important, because you realize the physiological effects of fear and or anxiety. It's very similar. You get the heart rate up, you get a little nervous, a little sweaty. You could also that's like a nervous excitement. That's where you want to go. Anytime you have that excitement and that kind of nervousness, that's a direction you want to head with most things in life. Not necessarily skydiving or bungee jumping, but that's outside your comfort zone. It's a natural response for a human to have that kind of nervousness when it's outside of that comfort zone. We're in the past, evolutionarily, we're used to being in fear all the time of the dark, of animals and stuff, of the woods. That's why you look in the woods and it's dark. You're like, I'm not fucking going in there. That's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of years of evolution that tells you don't go in the fucking dark woods. It's not a good idea. We naturally know that. Why? Because it's not a good fucking idea. We can't see at night. It's a vulnerable place to go, especially at night. Close quarters in the dark where a lot of scary fucking animals live that would eat your face. Yeah, probably not a good idea. Not a good look. Smart move. So that kind of natural, and that's out of your comfort zone, as it should be. So fear can be a good marker. But at the same time, this kind of response that you're getting is just because it's the unknown and because you're finally in control of your life and you realize that. But you need to turn the ship on. You need to turn that ignition on. You need to push the fucking throttle all the way up. Right? So it's time to get after it. It's time to go. Time to go, Robert. Keep us posted. Go to the fucking gym. You got it, bro. You got this, fam. You got this, Robert. You got this. All right. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Let's take some questions. We are deep into that knowledge cock. If you can feel it, the veins, it's a little bit extra blood flow today. It's a little bit thicker. I do realize it might be uncomfortable if it's your first time watching the show. If you've been here for a while, you kind of got that callus built up and you're used to the stretch, but we are deep into it. And as always, just this phallic hypertrophy is off the charts. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio to submit a question for the show. Call in and tickle my ear holes with your lovely baritone and ask a question. AskPapaSwolio.com, or you can ask a live question. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Let's take a call from Natalie first. Natalie, you're live on the sleaziest sleazecast in the realm.
Hey Papa Swolio, my name's Natalie. I'm from Scotland, and I would like to ask you, has there ever been a time in your life where you didn't go to the gym, where you took a long break, or you just didn't go, or have you always been this motivated? I would really like to know that.
I love the accent. Well, I'll tell you, Natalie, I'll always love to go. I love to go to the gym. Oh, I fucking love the accent. Thanks for the call. Please call back like every day. I love it. Is there ever a time I don't want to get? Yeah, sure. Now I train at home, but I still have to do it. And some people might understand or might experience that at first it might be harder to train at home because you go to the gym and if you go to the gym, that's what you're doing, right? If you drive, let's say 15, 20 minutes to the gym, that's where you are. You're not doing anything else. You're not going to the gym and then watching. I guess you could watch TV at the gym, but you get my point. You're going to the gym. You're at the gym. You're like, well, I'm at the gym. I'm going to do gym stuff. So you might be a little bit more focused. So for me, it was hard at first. Get it? Hard at first. To train at home. But then I really wanted to master it. So I like challenges. And I've been training in gyms for fucking 20 years. Or at that time, it was like, 18, 19. So 2020, when the gym shut down for like a week or two. Down here in Florida, it was only about a week or two and then opened back up. But at that point, I'd already committed. I knew the gyms were going to close down. I didn't know for how long. So I saw the writing on the wall. So I bought a bunch of stuff for the apartment and just started training at home. And then I realized, one, this is going to help me. This is going to challenge myself. Two, it's also going to be great for creating content for X because a lot of people train at home. And if you do things at home or you create things that you can do at home, you could also do them at the gym. So it's going to make the content more dynamic and, challenge me. It's going to allow me to, it's going to force me into some personal growth. And I could always go back. I could always go back to the gym. But then after that, I got into building out the gym. I like collecting things. I like building and customizing. So I started just acquiring equipment, and I haven't stopped, and I love it. So at this point, it's easier for me to train, I would say, because I have it right here. I can just literally walk over there, but there can be challenges too for some people that might feel that there's motivation or discipline issues because you're in your home environment, depending on what you have access to. But it's very important to understand that it's discipline. So it's consistency. It's pillar number 7. I don't address the fact if I feel like it or not. So whether I feel like it or not is irrelevant. Now, sometimes I might shift down from doing a weight training day or heavy resistance. I do more mobility or yoga or swolga because I'm really sore, but it has nothing to do with my feelings. Oh, I don't feel like training. Well, if my body isn't physically banged up, I'm going to be training. So it's objective. It's not about whether I feel like it. And I said this before. I think we might have talked about it 2 days ago on Wednesday, or maybe I did it. Maybe it was in yesterday's little mini episode on the audio podcast. But when you don't feel like training, you need to do it anyway. And the reason is you practice doing it when you don't feel like doing it. You practice going to the fucking gym when you don't feel like going to the fucking gym. And guess what? You get better at going when you don't feel like doing it. And eventually, the standard can be, Natalie, that you don't want to go to the fucking gym. Fine. Well, did you go or did you not? That's all that matters. Your feelings about it don't matter. Doesn't mean you don't have proper active recovery. Doesn't mean you don't have proper periodization and program design. It just means that the feelings about doing it are irrelevant. And I use this example all the time, and I'll continue to. You don't wipe your ass based on your feelings. I don't feel like wiping my ass today. I'm just gonna keep on using that analogy because it's the best analogy. It's the best analogy. You don't, I don't feel like wiping my ass today. Let me just skip it. No, you do it because that's what you do when you take a shit. Or you brush your teeth before you go to sleep, or when you wake up in the morning, or both, like whatever. That's the thing. It's today, so I'm training today. What am I doing? Maybe that pivots, maybe that adjusts. Maybe I'm still really sore. I didn't get great sleep last night, so let me just do some yoga. That's training. That's fine. You're adjusting, you're adapting, you're calling an audible, and you're working it into your schedule, and you're adapting. That's fine. But it's really important to disconnect the feeling like it because it's irrelevant. So get used to, think of it as I need to practice doing it when I don't feel like doing it. And most of you in the live chat and listening, of course, will understand that some of your best workouts are when you didn't feel like doing it. And that's one of the most important things, to have that experience of not feeling like doing it, going and pushing yourself to go do it anyway. You have a great workout, and then that's ingrained in your brain. And you know, hey, that next time you don't feel like going, in the back of your head, you're thinking, man, I've done this so many times when I didn't feel like it and I had great workouts. Am I missing an amazing workout? And that's the point that it gets to. I know a lot of you have this same thought. I'm potentially skipping the best workout of my life, because a lot of times you have an amazing fucking workout because it's time to work out and it's just your emotion in the moment. So after you start having and experiencing some of those amazing workouts when you didn't feel like going, then you realize, man, I don't feel like going today. Well, I'm going anyway because this could be one of those epic workouts. And usually it is. So that's important. And the more you do that, you just go. I don't feel like going. Well, I guess I'm going to have an awesome workout today then. You see what I'm saying? Tyler, do you think there will be a Dick Draft shirt? I know there will be a Dick Draft shirt. Let me correct that one. I fucking know. Amanda, that's a good thought. Am I missing an amazing workout? I think the thought is I am missing an amazing workout if I don't go. But absolutely. Whatever floats your boat. You certainly may be. And sometimes you might have a shitty workout. Okay, but you still went, right? There's that saying, you never regret a workout. I disagree. If you go and you do something stupid and you get hurt, you might regret a workout. But in other words, if you go to the gym, you might go anyway, but not feel like going crazy and having a PR. And pushing yourself to the limit. That's fine. Do higher repetitions, do some more mobility, but you're not going to regret doing it. You're going to feel great that you overcame that feeling. And the more you overcome that feeling, right? The more you overcome that feeling, the more progress you're going to make, and the more reinforcing in your brain, the more reinforcement you're going to have in your brain for when you have those feelings in the future. DW, Papa Soy, I ordered more magnesium glycinate, 500 milligram pills. Is that an okay dose, or is that too much daily in your opinion? Now, with any kind of supplement, you always want to start off with like maybe a half serving or something like that. I'm sure is it 500 milligrams in one pill? You could always open up the pill and mix half of it in water, but 500 like milligrams of magnesium in a day is probably like the minimum that people should be consuming. It's not really too much. Like you probably won't have any issues, but if it's like a tablet or something, you can break it in half, or if it's a capsule, you can open it up and mix half of it in water if you're concerned, but you're not going to have any problems. Magnesium, most people are dramatically deficient in magnesium. So that's why they have them pretty much standardized. Like a serving is 500 milligrams and glycinate is usually easier on the stomach. If you have other types of magnesium, it might give you the shits, but glycinate is great. That's like the primary. I have 500 at night, every night. Magnesium threonate is also, I used to take that, but I feel better with the glycinate. I just feel great. So you have to find what works for you. Plus a lot of people are, their glycine is a common deficiency too. So magnesium glycinate is just magnesium with a glycinate molecule. Or if it's biglycinate, you have two glycine molecules. Let me pour some more Go to the Fucking Gym juice. Should I make a coffee brand that's just like called Go to the Fucking Gym juice? I have some ideas for supplements, even though I have some ideas for some not shitty supplements. Not like the fringe stuff, but like the things that are good, like electrolytes, stuff like that. I got some ideas. All right, let's see. Guy from the Daily Swole Telegram chat. We know leg training is important. Of course, very important. And yes, it's done. Good man. Can you touch on how leg training pushes and assists total body progression? How it's, quote, leg day, but helps and assists the whole body? I mean, it's great it's half your body. Strongest muscles in your entire body. It's great for just systemic overload, physiological stress. There's certain lifts like deadlifts or squats, certain types of like spinal loading for the lower body that is unmatched with other types of training. This is why things like overhead presses are very challenging, because anything overhead targets the entire core. It's not just your shoulders. You're actually getting your middle, lower traps, all the stabilizers in your shoulder joint, your shoulder girdle, your spine, your lower back, your glutes, like everything's getting activated all the way down. But leg training, you can load the legs more than other body parts. So physiologically, your work capacity can improve dramatically from doing leg training. And it hurts more just because you walk. Your body thinks, hey, don't keep pushing this so much because we need to walk. That's how you walk. You don't walk on your hands. So that's one of those, just for me, this is one of those evolutionary triggers where your brain says, hey, don't hurt these things too much because then we can't walk and then we're going to die because a lion's going to find us because we can't move. So I think that, and plus, that's what holds you up. So when you're sore in your legs, it hurts to sit, it hurts to stand, it hurts to walk. I think that's why just fundamentally it's that much more uncomfortable, because everything's packed through the legs. They carry your entire body, but also just physiologically from an evolutionary standpoint, your body is trying to protect the legs because that's how you function. That's how you run. That's how you climb. That's how you move. So it's like a natural safety mechanism. Like, hey, don't push these too hard. So it psychologically hurts more. That's just logic and common sense, just thinking through that. But also, of course, it's because, your arms, if they're sore, you can just let them hang. There's no weight on your arms, aside from the muscles and the tissue itself. But your legs, when you're standing up, obviously it's holding up everything else. But it's also a defense mechanism. Aaron, Papa Swole, I dislike V-ups and reverse crunches because they're tough. I do them anyway as part of a class. Are they worth the hard work? I mean, they'll work the muscles. They'll work the abdominal muscles. But I mean, if you want to see your abdominal muscles, that's going to come down from nutrition. You could crunch until you pass the fuck out. It's not going to make your abs more visible. So, hanging leg raises are much more. Reverse crunches are kind of silly. Those types of movements I'm not a real big fan of. But things like hanging leg raises, it engages your whole body. You're hanging with your arms from like a dead hang position. Leg raises or knee raises are great. You could do planks, you could do kettlebell work. There's a lot of ways to work the abs. Turkish get-ups are one of the best things for your core, and core meaning your entire body, but in addition to your abs, plus you're getting some rotation with the Turkish get-ups. You're getting your rectus abdominis, but also you're getting your obliques. I think it's much better to train the abs in more of an integrated and more integrated movements. So it depends on what your training protocols are like. But if you're isolating, doing a ton of isolated ab work, it could jeopardize other types of compound movements. But it depends on when you do them, how you do them. Personally, if you're going to do targeted abdominal training, I would just do them as part of your general workout, like in small amounts on a daily rather than once a week and you crush them. So ab wheels, fantastic. Like there's a lot of great exercises, but it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And doing those things don't spot reduce fat. But ab wheels are great. That's a great one to do. That's a great one to do. And also when it comes to exercise, some people are going to respond better to certain exercises. So I might tell you to do a certain exercise, but if you don't have proper hip mobility and balance, you might not feel it as much. You might not have the grip strength to do them appropriately. You can get the ab hangers. You can get they put your elbows in through the slings, but at the same time, then you're not extended as much with the upper body. So you don't get as much like fascial stretching and you kind of lose a little bit of that integration, in my opinion. But everyone's going to find something that works better for them. So if you love those exercises, you said you hate them, you do them anyway. They're tough. Of course they're tough. There's a lot of things that are tough too. So back to the vernacular here, just because they're hard doesn't mean that they're valuable. Right? Just because it's a challenging exercise or they burn a lot doesn't mean it's the best use of your energy and your time. So don't use that as a metric. And that's why you're asking the question, I know. So I'm just saying that in general. But just because it's a challenge doesn't mean that it's a worthy challenge. It doesn't mean that it's a challenge that's a good investment of your energy. I don't remember the last time I did V-ups. It doesn't mean they're bad, but if you're doing them in part of a class, I mean, you're in that class, so that's what you're doing. But this is why when you start getting really a lot more into fitness, you start breaking out of these classes. You start breaking out of these things because a class is designed by an instructor. It's usually, I'm just be honest, because I've taught thousands of fucking classes. I've done this stuff. It's more or less random stuff that most people can do with music and energy, whatever. It's usually a total body or arms and buns or whatever the heck it is. And there's 30 people in a room. So there's nothing personalized about it. It's done for time or some random amount of reps and people are on the ground doing all sorts of, form. You're as an instructor, you can't correct people's form as efficiently. I mean, it's good for community, but in my opinion, to each their own. I mean, you can make an easy argument that that's all it's good for. But it can get some people into doing physical activity that otherwise wouldn't. It's cool. So it depends. Like, can you teach a good class? Sure. When the class number gets to a certain point, by definition, quality decreases just because, and it's usually for cardio. People are lifting for cardio and time. And I'm not sitting here just to criticize class. This is kind of all the negatives. There's a lot of positives too. So if you're getting the results you want and you're enjoying it and you're happy and all these different things, then power to you. Freddie, Papa Soy, my belt squats, I can rep out a lot more weight than a normal squat. To me, it's a sign of a weak core. Would you agree? If you wear a belt, maybe not. Wearing a belt doesn't prevent you from injury either. A belt also in many ways cues proper form. So people tend to maybe stay more upright or flat with their back because they have the belt as a cue, more so than supporting for the torso. So a lot of times, like the structure of a belt keeps you in better alignment. So it's kind of like a constant cue. So it depends on what kind of belt. There's some really shitty belts out there, and how you wear the belt is important. But also you can create more thoracic pressure, intra-abdominal pressure when you have a belt. I rarely, if ever, wear a belt. But it depends on what you're doing it for. You said squats. So if you have limited ankle mobility, you might feel that because you're leaning forward a lot. A lot of people have poor ankle mobility, so their knees can't travel over their toes enough. So they tend to lean forward a lot more, which puts a lot more pressure on the lower back and the glutes rather than the quads, which is really should be the focus for squats. A lot of people are like, I do squats for my butt. Squats are for quads. Like it should be more for quads, but people just don't have the ankle mobility. So, there are much better, if you want to work your glutes, there's much better exercises for glutes. You want to do much more posterior chain focus stuff, do RDLs, do hip bridges, do kettlebell swings, do, rounded back, hyperextensions. Like there's much better exercise to target the glutes. So when it comes to that, Freddie, you could try elevating your heels, put your heels up on 5 or 10 pound plates, and you might feel like you don't need the belt anymore because you'll be able to, what that will do is it'll shorten the Achilles tendon from the starting position, which will allow your knees to travel further forward relative to the depth of your squat. In other words, it'll kind of detour around your tight Achilles and your, triceps surae, your Achilles tendon where the gastrocnemius and the soleus go into. So you'll be able to stay more upright with your back, and you might feel a decreased need for a belt. This is why people have lifting shoes, because it elevates the heel. But you can have a flat-soled shoe and just elevate your heels too. So it's preference. Belt squats, fantastic. Eric Dean, what up, D? Wish I had a belt squat machine at home, but instead got a safety squat bar, and I love it. I love my safety bar squat too. You can get a belt squat machine. Get one of those lever arms you can attach to your rack. I don't know if it's Fitness. Go to Revolt Fitness. They might sell on Amazon. I don't know if it's Revolt Fitness or just Revolt. I use it for calf raises, but you can also do belt squats on it. I have a big one for belt squats, much more expensive, that I use, and you can put like 700-800 pounds on it. But Revolt Fitness, and it's like $200, and it attaches to a standard rack. It's pretty awesome. You can also bolt it to the wall, so you can check out the dimensions and see if it'll fit on your rack, or you could bolt it into a stud or concrete, and then you can do a belt squat at home, because a lot of those lever arms are much more expensive. Or you can get one of those lifting lever arms and make your own. It's really just a fulcrum. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Revolt one, you've been looking at them? Yeah, I have it. I have it. So I was using it for belt squats, but because of that peg, it wasn't enough for my belt squats. So I could go heavier than that. So that's when I started buying metal plates, because metal plates are thinner than the bumper plates. So I started buying metal plates, and then I could still do heavier than that. So I have one that has the pegs on both sides, so I can load up a ton of fucking weight, but it's a lot longer. So inside, so now I have this bolted to part of my concrete wall. I shared pictures yesterday of the gym. You would have seen it in one of the pictures. It's, and I use it you can use it for rows and different things, but I use it for calf raises. I have it set up, so it's like a donkey calf raise machine. I have it just set up all the time. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like for what you're probably trying to do and train at home, it's a great belt squat apparatus. So anyway, I mean, if you're thinking about debating, it's like, I have it, so I'm a fan. Brandon W. Oh, fam, you ready for this question? Last one. Brandon W. How do you feel about a hack squat machine? If you're at the round table last night, you fucking know. Right after this man cast, I'm going to go versus back squat with a barbell. I find myself preferring hack squats. Might be a mental thing, being concerned about hurting myself with normal barbell squats. Yes, there's a couple of things. Both. How I feel, hack squats are fantastic if you're doing them properly. Some hack squat machines suck. They're terrible, and a lot of people do hack squats wrong. Like they do them like normal squats. It's like how people use a Smith press, and a lot of people do hack squats because improperly, because they don't have the ankle mobility, they don't have the knee mobility and the hip mobility. So you're not supposed to put your feet really high. You're supposed to keep your feet lower. I mean, you're supposed to do them more like Tom Platt style. where you're doing more like plie squats and like sissy squats with the hack. Because that's actually how you do a hack squat. Like the original hack squat, George Hackenschmidt, you can look it up. They were done behind the body with a barbell. So that's the original hack squat, and they made it a machine. So they're fantastic. Hack squats are fantastic. But barbell squats are really important too. So that the last part that you said, you could do both. I mean, how they work into your program will depend. But what you said is it might be a mental thing, being concerned about hurting myself with a normal barbell squat. The fear with a free bar squat is also something that is good. So when you have that potential of not getting hurt, but like that potential of dropping the bar, when you have those, the training wheels off, I mean, there's something really important about that. It's psychological. You have to finish it. You have to be in control. You have to control everything yourself. So there's a beauty to that too. So I wouldn't replace standard squats. I would just use them both. And once I get the fucking hack squat machine in, I'm going to do videos about the hack squat. I can't fucking wait. And if you're in the round table, how many of you were in the round table? You saw the picture. So just to like wrap up, we got to go balls deep. We got to wrap this up soon. Ooh, pop on the hack squat time machine. I like it, Jessica. That's a great fucking shirt. Do we want it, fam? Do we want it? I love it. I love it. I'm going to make a note of that. I saw I came across like a vintage hack squat. Like those of you that are in the round table, you saw it. This thing, I don't know if it was from the 60s. It's 70s maybe. I mean, I don't think they made these in the 80s. That's definitely like late 60s, 70s. This thing is, what I like about it is that it's heavy steel. They didn't make it with that hollow fucking steel, lightweight so they can ship it. This thing is probably just fucking solid. It looks just solid. And there's no frills on it. It's literally only what you need to do the exercise. There's no extra pad. There's no extra this. It's literally just the machine. You'll see. I'm going to be doing videos on it for like TikTok and Instagram, just hack squatting, talking to the camera. It's going to be fucking lit. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I love hack squats, but I train at home now. So I constructed my own hack squat approach with the transformer bar from Kabuki. You could probably do it with the safety squat, but I mean, you just have to be careful not holding onto the handles, and support handles on my squat rack. So I was kind of doing a little like homemade hack squat, but the beauty, like Brandon was asking, the beauty of a hack squat or like a good machine like that, like a hack squat, is that you're taking the stabilization out of it so you can get into different positions and target different areas without having to worry about the balance. And as we all know, if you have a machine like that, you can push yourself to pretty much literal failure without the risk of breaking your fucking face or your legs or your spine or the ground or destroying the weights. You can literally push yourself to that limit. In many cases, a lot harder because unless you have a spotter, like you can push yourself to the limit but of course there's more risk. So there's a benefit of taking out that risk or mitigating the risk, but also there's the beauty of, just for example, all right. A lot of you have seen, it was the last one. It was the last Batman. Remember when he's, spoiler alert, but that was like 18 years ago. Remember when he's in you guys, some of you like nerds out there, like, no, it's called the Pit of Despair, whatever the fuck it was. Remember when he was in the prison, in that like conical prison? And the reason why he couldn't jump to that next ledge was because he had the rope. So he had to take away all the safety measures. So like there was no other choice or no other chance. Like if he missed it, he would die. And then he made it. So it's kind of like that. You remove the safeties and there's no other option. Like you're doing the exercise, you're pushing it, and you're going to that dark place. You're going into that realm of the unknown and the fear. Just like we were talking about earlier with the Swole fan member that was kind of nervous about going to the gym and stuff like that. So I did that too. With the business. Is I still had like one client, and this was like years ago. It was like 2016 or something like that, or whatever, or 2017. So I still had one client that was training like twice a week or something, or 3 times a week for an hour. I went to train her for an hour, and then I went to the gym. It wasn't that big of a deal, but psychologically, I knew that if I wanted the business to grow, if I wanted to develop Swolenormous and the Daily Swole and all that stuff, it had to be literally everything that I did. That had to be how I ate. That had to be how I, paid my bills. It had to be everything. So I had to pull out of anything else that was bringing in any kind of income. I had to remove it. So that way I had no other choice but to grow it. It was either grow or die, and grow we did. So it's important, I think, to remove some of those safeties. I'm not saying squat without a spotter. I'm not saying squat without support bars and without safety arms. I'm not saying do stupid shit, but you need to, you need to jump. You need to jump. I'm not saying squat without safety bars. We need to jump off a fucking cliff. So let's fucking go. All right. You get the point. Maybe. Don't jump off a cliff. No, that wasn't it. Eric, I remember you did workout videos with her. I think it was, no, that was something else probably. Workout videos with her. Oh, I think I did. I think one video. I think it was one video. That was just a friend from the gym. Just a friend. All right. The only time Papa pulled out. Oh,
Make me happy.
Okay, here we go. Good questions. If you have a question, submit it. AskPapaSwolio.com. Tomorrow we'll take more questions. It's going to be Swole Slut Saturday. It's going to be fucking freezing. And of course, it's going to be cold. Of course, it's going to be cold when I get the hack squat. And by the way, I'm getting a couple other machines. I'm literally putting these machines, I'm turning the outside into like a gym. So I'm going to get and things that don't have like cables and, things that are just going to be, they might get rained on, put a tarp over, it'll be fine. So I'm getting like a standard, like a plate loaded leg extension and leg curl just because, and seated calf raise. There's a guy, and the cool thing of like living in Florida, there's a lot of gyms that go out and people that do warehousing stuff. And it's like this industrial level seated calf raise. Cause I do them with kettlebells and a slant board, but to have a like professional level grade, like gym quality seated calf raise will be badass. I only like to get like classic equipment, just classic shit. I'll take a picture of the outside, but we're going to get like an awning. I need to, cause it's just right now, it's just exposed. But, yeah. All right. Let's move into some balls deep content. Here we go. America. Fuck yeah. That's deep. It's fucking deep. It's deep-ish. It's a deep-ish. It's deep-ish. All right, let's see. Yeah. Remember, we got overtime coming up in just a few minutes right after the public live stream. So towards the end, you can shift over into the Daily Swole Telegram chat and get into that. We got a brand new DWG, a brand new D-fucking-WG, you sons of bitches. I can't wait. All right, we got 2 stories. We got 2 stories, and we got a couple, we got 2 stories and a couple of videos. Might just do one video because we have overtime, so I don't know how much we're going to get into because we're running a little bit long, but that's what she said. This is sad. This is not, we're not gloating. This is not something, apparently his family might have had a history of heart issues, which compounds the question, why the fuck were you doing this and eating this way if you had a history of disease? We can read through it a little bit. I've never heard of this person. I don't know if any of you did. But article says TikTok star Waffler69, I do respect the name though, age 33, dies. Social media sensation who shot to fame eating bizarre foods and boasted 1.7 million followers passes away from suspected heart attack. The reason why I'm bringing this up is not only is he 33, I don't know how many times he was vaccinated or boosted, but people are always talking about, Papa Swole, you're going to make any more videos about these feeders and the face fuckers on YouTube. But yeah, so elsewhere in this article, they're saying like, oh, father, there's a history of heart disease. It's like, okay, fine. But that's even more of a reason. Why the fuck were you eating this nasty shit? Big Fruit Loops? Like, this is disgusting. So just eating weird concoctions. all these videos. Obviously, the guy is obese. Let's see. He was known for eating extremely vintage promotional items, including Batman cereal from 1989 and Addams Family cereal from 1991. So if you're eating 30-year-old fucking cereal, you're rolling the dice as it is. Of course, this stuff doesn't decay or break down because it's artificial trash. And again, I'm not making this video. I'm not gloating. This is not like, see, this is why you want to eat healthy, do an elimination diet. You're going to, but this is like another reason, like it's tragic. So this guy's 33. He's obviously not in good shape. He's eating crap. His family apparently had like some history of heart disease and stuff like that. In other words, take care of your health, because this guy, as much as we might not agree with, yeah, he seems like a nice dude, nice smile. He had followers. A lot of people followed his content. So a lot of people liked his content, for better or for worse. And of course, he's got a family. He's got people that love him, you know, and care about him. It's just, it's sad. It's sad. And like I always say, I don't hate fat people in the sense like, oh, you're fat, you're worthless. Of course not. It just means you're not taking care of yourself. So take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I mean, because these stories are going to be, there was another one recently, didn't some of you? At 33 fucking years old. So my point is, it's not like, oh, well, his family had a history of health. Then even more to the point, why are you doing that? Like, why would you do that? But this is also a problem when it comes to social media. You have, right, so here at the bottom of this is where I saw it. At the bottom of this, it says the TikToker's brother said his dad and grandfather both suffered from genetic heart problems. So if you go to the doctor's office, you know that one of the first things when you go in, does your family have any history of heart disease? Because a congenital defect in the heart, that's hardcore inherited. So if you have a leaky valve or you have a extra small aorta or whatever the genetic defect, like whatever that you're inheriting, that's a major warning sign. So in other words, if that's the case, then even more to the point, why were you doing this? But this is the poisonous aspect of social media. This is why he makes content and then people start liking his videos and he eats weird stuff. So then it gets weirder and weirder. Then he eats really weird things. And then he's eating cereal from 1989. I was 6 years old, for Christ's sake. So this is what happens when you get a following and then you have to keep on one-upping it. And then you get older and then you're eating this fucking can of tuna from the 50s and you have like not even a BPA. There's like, I don't know what the hell they're put, like, who knows what you were getting back then. So it's just another warning sign. And unfortunately it's too late for him, but maybe this message will get to someone else. I doubt it, but there's that. So it's sad. Like the only thing that we can do is learn from that. I know a lot of you are not in favor of watching that kind of content either, but this is why for a long time I was making tons of videos about like these face fuckers, like Eric the Electric and that girl that makes, I don't know, like wafer brushes and brooms and eats the fucking phone. It's crazy shit. Crazy fucking shit. I mean, major eating disorders are being promoted and monetized on YouTube. It's just really fucked up. All right. So speaking of heart conditions and speaking of, a lot of you know, I didn't see the documentary Died Suddenly. A lot of you know that, the COVID vaccines and things like that are not what they were, not what they were described as, not what people were led to believe. Their lack of effectiveness, their high risk for sudden death. Athletes are dropping left and right. We know there's a lot of risk out there, but of course, no one wants to look at the real condition. But have no fear. This is not as much about that. Have no fear. So all the cardiac arrhythmias, all the heart attacks, all the, issues with people just, athletes in their 30s just dropping fucking dead, or in their 20s, which never happened, doesn't happen, shouldn't happen, is happening. But of course, if you hold the NFL or soccer or all these other organizations that force people to get experimental gene therapy, if you hold them responsible, if you actually address the actual issue, guess who's responsible? The companies that were forcing you, saying if you don't get an injection, you can't play or you lose your contract or blah, blah, blah. So that's why there's a lot of cover-ups I'm not saying every single instance is because of that, but, put fucking 2 and 2 together, fam. But this is why the NFL, that recent thing, they're going to cover it up because they were forcing athletes to get injected. So guess who's responsible? The pharmaceutical companies have their waiver, right, of responsibility for some sick fucking reason, AKA the greens. But the NFL doesn't have that kind of immunity. So they're liable, and people underestimate how big the NFL is and how much power they sling. So yeah, I mean, that's the reason behind it. Anyway, we have this. So it's over. Did you know this? So you don't have to worry about this anymore. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Guess what, fam? Those problems, those heart issues, those mysterious heart issues.
What's in the box?
There's no more problems. Moderna to the rescue, fam. Abso-fucking-lutely. Moderna begins trialing mRNA shot that is injected directly into the heart to treat heart attack patients. Let's fucking go. Fantastic. So now we have another fucking shot that you're going to inject directly into the fucking heart. And it's going to stop all these heart attacks that came out of fucking nowhere. Absolutely awesome. Sounds like a great idea, doesn't it, fam? Papa Swole, you're not a doctor. I'm also not a fucking idiot. I'm not a moron. So there's that too. I'm glad I'm not a doctor. I can actually think fucking clearly. Thank you very much. Moderna is developing an mRNA shot that is injected directly into the heart. What is this, The Rock? Nicolas Cage over here? It's like VX gas into the fucking heart. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, Pedro's got it. There you go. Winner's take. Fuck the prom queen. Carla was the prom queen. All right. The quote vaccine. This is not Jesus Christ. They changed the definition of what a vaccine is to cover this gene therapy. It's not a traditional vaccine. It's not a vaccine. It's gene therapy. They're preying on stupid fucking people. Okay. The quote vaccine. It's not a vaccine. You're going to vaccinate against heart attacks? Fucking idiots. Uses the same technology as the company's flagship COVID jab because that works so great. That works so great. That's the reason why these things are fucking occurring. So it's going to use the same technology that's already failing and is designed for people weeks or months after a heart attack to help them recover or just kill them instantly. Why even recover from a heart attack now? Man, you didn't die from that fucking heart attack? You didn't die from the heart attack? What? Man, it didn't work. It didn't work. We gotta solve this problem. We gotta clean up that mess. It's like a hitman that didn't do the job properly. All right. It works by instructing human heart cells to generate a hormone that is known to improve blood flow, helping restore damaged heart muscles. Great. It does that. What else does it do? It's going to improve blood flow and then add some other aspect and have some other side effect that's going to give you, it might improve blood flow, but then it'll give you like ball cancer. What about all the side effects, right? Long-term side effects. It improves blood flow, but now you have kidney failure. Fam, can you make this shit up? Are you fucking serious? You can't make this shit up. The side effects of these fucking jabs are causing sudden death. People just drop dead all of a sudden. Drop dead. Athletes. We're talking about the best shape people that are literally their job is exercise. Just dropping fucking dead. Like soccer players. Like the best cardio in the fucking world, soccer players. All right. During a heart attack, muscle cells can start to die and cannot be regenerated. Roughly 1 in 5 people without a heart attack will be readmitted to the hospital for a second one within 5 years. This week, the drug maker announced that the first patients were given the injection in a phase 1 clinical trial. Into your heart, son? Moderna CEO Stéphane Bancel told Sky News Australia in October, we have now in the clinic a super exciting program where we re-inject the mRNA, I can't believe, into people's hearts after a heart attack to grow back new blood vessels to help revascularize the heart. Quote, it's a bit like science fiction medicine, you don't say, but that's what's really exciting to me. Well, I'm glad you're excited. In its latest business update, Moderna this week announced that the first patients have been given the injection called mRNA 0184 in a phase 1B clinical trial. What could go wrong? We caused these heart attacks. Now we're going to fix it. Now we got a drug to fix it. Super convenient. We got you on the next subscription, fam. We got you on the next subscription. The patients have stable heart failure, and the trial will determine how safe the shot is. Are you going to do the trials properly this time? Or are you going to manipulate the data and then only use your interpretation for people to, like, are you going to let anyone else see the data or what? Just curious. Are you going to let anyone else see the actual raw data this time, or are you going to manipulate it first? You can get back to me on that. No rush. It's only one B phase, so let me know. Let's see. Heart attacks occur, and there's blah, 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 blah. Heart failure can develop after a heart attack if the muscle is severely damaged. The new shot uses messenger RNA, which you see how like now everything's going to be mRNA because people are already programmed like, ooh, mRNA, that's just like the vaccine that I fucking got. Well, it's not a vaccine. You're calling it a vaccine, which makes it sound you're piggybacking on something that has been trusted for decades and decades and decades. You're piggybacking off that vernacular, but they're not vaccines. Like objectively, they're not. You could change the definition, but you can't retroactively, like they're not. The synthetic mRNA codes for relaxin. They were really creative with that name. A naturally occurring hormone that is known to cause changes in blood flow that are potentially beneficial for heart failure patients. Activate relaxin. That's in the body. I didn't know there's something called relaxin, though. How about swolaxin? By injecting the heart, every time I say that, I'm like, what the fuck? With synthetic mRNA that encodes for relaxin, the mRNA shot directs human cells to generate the hormone. How many side effects do you think this has? Because you do know that adding something like this to the body, it's not going to do just that one thing. That's the tip of the fucking iceberg. What about all the other side effects? This is insane. I think we're done with this. We're done with this. We're not heart surgeons, but you get the point. You get the point. Yeah, I listened to that. Pedro, if you want to listen to the Brett Weinstein's Dark Horse podcast last week, they were talking about how they changed what was under the organic food umbrella. They were using the term vaccines. So this kind of like loose definition can adjust how livestock are ingested or what they're allowed to inject into livestock because they manipulated the definition of vaccines in the past couple of years. Yeah, it's scary shit. And this is so under the radar that most people are like, it'll take so long for that to surface, but that's legit. Buy from small farms, make sure that your cows are not being given gene therapy, and, stay healthy out there. Okay, we got maybe one video. We got to move into some overtime, but let's see what we got here. I thought those were horrifying stories, but important. I thought that heart one was just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. All right, let's see. These are horrifying. Let's do this. That's terrible. Let's do this one. Weight loss doesn't work long term. Did any of you know that?
What's in the box?
Weight loss doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Oop. Well, hitting that button's not going to work either. Here we go.
I just left the doctor's office where my body was blamed for treatments not working, and I was told
it wasn't blamed. Oh my God, my body was blamed. Yeah, not all drugs are gonna fucking work. It's not magic. It's not sorcery. Taking care of your health is important. Drugs just don't automatically work just because they were given to you. It's like going to the gym. Like, I'm gonna be in great shape now. Well, because I bought a gym membership. It's like you still have to do it. All right.
Because of my body, treatments that would be the best option are not viable for me with no further explanation.
Bullshit. Oh, come on.
So, weight loss doesn't work.
Not true.
Long term.
Not true.
This is my body.
That's true.
And pretty much just got told I'm shit out of luck.
No one told you that.
This is my body.
No one told you that. So basically was told that, no, you were not told that. You weren't given something with no explanation. You probably just tuned out and heard your own insecurities. There's no fucking, doctors don't do that. Yeah, well, you're shit out of luck. Nope. No doctor basically told you that.
But weight stigma doesn't exist. Fat phobia doesn't exist.
Fatness does.
It's fine. Just lose weight, even though it doesn't work long term. Just do
does.
it.
It does. It does. Changing lifestyle habits will cause you to lose extra human on your body. Okay. Boo, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Okay, let's move right along. That was exhausting. This one's called Don't Use the Word Obese. All right.
What's
obese.
in the box?
Obese, 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 obese. Obese, obese. Obese, obese. Whoop, whoop. Obese, obese. Obese.
You shouldn't be using the word obese to talk about fatness. It's derogatory and exists only to discriminate against fat people in a medical setting.
Or it's a result of poor lifestyle habits, and it's a medical term for a reason because it brings people to the hospital all the fucking time. Here we go.
If you can acknowledge that the BMI is bunk science and
It's not. It's a good approximation of someone's body composition when they don't exercise, the average person. It basically measures, if you don't know, it takes height and weight. Well, if you're 5'2", 400 pounds, you're not ripped to the bone shredded. You are wide as fuck. That's what it does. It's bunk science. It's not bunk science. It really just tells how, like, it tells you if you look like Tweedledee or Tweedledum or not. It's not accurate if you lift a lot of weights. It's not accurate if you have a lot of lean mass because muscle weighs more than fat per volume. Okay.
not an adequate indicator of health, you should be able to acknowledge that the word obese is the same. In Latin, it translates to having eaten oneself fat.
Okay. In Latin, it translates, if that's the case, it translates to having eaten oneself fat. They knew this thousands of fucking years ago. Latin is called the dead language. They knew that eating yourself to fucking fatness thousands of years ago. They knew this already. They knew this already. Fucking Julius Caesar was like, "You shall not having eaten oneself fat." And then ate a cheeseburger and then was stabbed by Brutus. And he's like, vegetable oils. Okay. Been reading my Bill Swole spear. Let's fucking go, man.
And given the anti-black history of the BMI
Jesus
and the way
Christ.
it was developed, the word obese is anti-black too.
Yeah.
Fat activists have already created words to describe larger body types.
Oh my God. Activists have created new words? You don't fucking say.
Inconceivable!
Do you hear that, fam? Did you hear that? Activists have already created words. Wow. No shit. No shit. Huh. That's good news.
So if you're curious about learning about those words, you can look up the fatness spectrum and try and take the word obese out of your vocabulary.
No.
You keep using that word.
Obese.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Obese. Obese. I shall not take it out of my category, my vocabulary. I shall use it, and I shall use it frequently. I shall use it with reckless abandon. That's how I'm going to use it. Fam, swole card time. Okay, swole card time. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that noise. All right, go to the fucking gym, make some gains, eat real food, and you won't be fat anymore. All right, here we go. We got overtime coming up in just a couple minutes. So fam, you can start shifting over into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. Links on your homepage. If you are a member, swolenormousx.com. We got a brand new feature presentation, brand new DWG. Let's fucking go.
He's on fire. Boom shakalaka.
I am the danger.
Very, very excited. Yes, I'm very excited. So let's move right along. We have an awesome card to give away. It is the Fefcast. Here we go, Falcon. Give that shit away. Let's fucking go. Let's go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym. Go to the gym. Go to the motherfucking gym. Go to the fucking gym. We have a winner. You know what? We got to give it to our boy, Robert. Come on, fam. I love raffling them off. I love raffling them off, but it's got to go to Robert. Robert's a little hesitant to go to the fucking gym, so you know who needs to fef? everything. You need to feff your own fucking thoughts. You need to feff what everyone else is thinking because you don't fucking know what they're thinking and it doesn't matter what they're thinking. You need to feff all your fucking excuses and go to the fucking gym. Who thinks Robert can do it? Hey, who thinks Robert can fucking do it? I do. The Swole fam does. The Swole fam does.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
All right, everyone, make sure you go into the Facebook group and let Robert know that he won today's Swole card. Robert sent us an email to support.swolenormous.com, Swole card 2443 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. Now it is on to overtime. You need to feff that shit, Robert. Congratulations. You know, when we have important Swole fan posts, Swole fam to the rescue. We got your back, Roberto. Can I call you Roberto? I just did. Emotional, damn it. You got it, Robert. Time to go to the fucking gym. Let's take some soundboard requests, and we got overtime going on in like 5. We're going to OT. I'm going to make a PP during the intermission, and we're going to fucking get into some brand new Dwigs. Brand new DW. Hey, I cannot wait. Soundboard requests. Let's go.
Hadouken! Shoryuken! House is a fucking prison on planet bullshit! In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks!
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Oh, Churchley. Hi, Churchy. Let me in. Let daddy in. Let me get that belly. No? You're too cold. Everyone's so fucking cold in here. Ooh, something about your face.
God, you know what is about your face. But I want to deliver one of these right in your subject. Is there anything I can do to work on that? So how really is your face?
Hobo's dick cheese. I got you, fam.
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
Ooh, fuck your own face. Glorious.
First, take a big step back and literally
fuck your own face!
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumb for having listened to it.
DWG.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
DWG. There,
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
I want that flavor gender. I'm going to open up should I open up an ice cream shop that's like cake gender? Still no hands. Coast to coast. Ah, very nice. Excellent. Thank you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
All right, fam. We got...
Finish him.
Fam-wise, it is time to go into OT. Overtime. Fam, we're going into OT right now inside Swole TV and the Daily Swole Telegram chat. You can join now, swolenormousx.com, and we'll see you over there. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button, leave us a review, all that good shit. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you bang your ear holes. Make sure you share the stream with your friends. Please do so. It helps tremendously. And maybe we'll be posting this Drive Mo Gaining on Monday. Maybe not. This might be too hard. I doubt this will be going live on YouTube. And you'll see why we're probably not going to post this on YouTube, because we like our channel. So we post these things privately. So anyway, exclusive new release of DWG in overtime right now, just for you, fam. Let's fucking go. I'll see you over there. Head on into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. It's right there on your homepage once you log in. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for Swole Slut Saturday. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy Papa Swolio. Oh, 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 oh. Out.
I just wanna win on the low, like